Hey everybody, what's up? What's up, my crew? I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I've been busy. I got a new boyfriend. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. So, you know, you know how they are. They distract you, and this is too much. I've stayed out of relationships for many years, but in this one, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna last a long time or what, because actually I've known him for a while, for over a year, but now we're kind of like hooked up, and I don't know, ladies, but he's a distraction for sure. He's not the only reason why I've been away for a while, but he is now the main reason. He's a lot of fun. But anyway, check it out. Check it out, my board. You remember this board? I thought I put up my bad girl piece of artwork. My Fatale piece of artwork. Something different. Even though this is about Keanu, this is a short one, but this is about Keanu. Yeah, I thought we look into his what they call a birth number, okay, which happens to be 31/4. And I wrote that out right here. See that? See that? It says 31/4. Really, this is how they write it professionally in the books. If you add 3 and 1, it's 4. So it vibrates to 4. But there's something very, very, very telling about 31. 31 it's not a real good number, I'm going to tell you, for a man. Okay? It's not, and I'm going to explain to you in a little bit. A little bit. Excuse me. I said a little bit. A little bit. Okay. Um, Today is Thursday, right? The 19th. It's Juneteenth, so happy Juneteenth. Um, and this is I pulled two cards on Keanu's energy today, but I'm just going to say this is for today or tomorrow at the latest. It's not going to be something that I think he's feeling, for a month or something. It's set from my Roses in Love Oracle deck, which is a new deck I just got. I like the little roses. See the stem at the end? The stem has like the word love. But anyway, this one he got today. It says, I am going through a dark night of the soul and need space. So that may be true for him today. And I needed a little bit more clarity on that. I go, well, what does that mean? Is he like in a funk? Is he in a funk? Is he in a bad mood? You know, just like my man. So I pulled for clarity, balance. This is from another deck. And it's in the reverse. And it says, your life may feel out of balance with too much focus on one area causing neglect in others. So that made a lot of sense once I read that. I go, because see, what I'm going to tell you about the 31 is that all they care about and all they focus on is work. Okay? So that makes sense. He's putting way too much focus on work and neglecting the other areas of his life. So that causes sometimes conflict and causes problems with his relationships. He doesn't know that he's his own cause of his own problems when it comes to relationships, because he focuses too much on work. And that's what a 31 does, or 4. They're always working, and they have hard times processing emotions. And that's really telling. It tells us why maybe, he's still 61 and never married, and single, because he has a hard time. And I always looked at that like, it's strange that he's had all these great women throughout, his life, and never married them. And it just can't be the women. When that happens, when you have that many choices and that many, ex-girlfriends or whatever, I don't even know if they really were good girlfriends, but it has to be you. There's just no way you can plow through that many people and still not find the one. And it's just weird. So I always chop it up to, it's the person. It's just like a person who has like, 4 marriages. It's them. They break their vows. They do something. Can't be, the other people. I mean, even though it takes 2 to tangle, somebody in the relationship is more like a pain in the butt than the other, right? So anyway, so I got a numerology book. This book I've had for several years. I've had better ones. This is like a quick numerology book, like a quick guide, sort of. It didn't have really in-depth explanations, but I'm going to look at the birth path, or the birth number for 31. Let's see. Usually this person's an introvert, it says. The element is earth, and he is Virgo. Um, and Virgo is earth, right? And what else did it say? Okay, positive traits: practical, scientific mind, good organizer, good eye for detail, good memory, puts down roots, sense of order, struggles against problems, upholds the status quo, hardworking, logical, and realistic. Negative traits: shy, slow, stubborn, argumentative, fixed opinions, confused thinking, dour, sour, and serious. No, unimaginative and materialistic. Oh. And the base and sacral chakras are what's influenced by this number. Um, it also says the days of the month are 4, 13, 22, and 31. Astrological connection, the earth opposite the sun on a horoscope chart. Okay, and then here's the explanation. I could read it. It's not that long. So here we are on page 24. Okay, page 24. Looking at the 4. See that 4 right there? All right. Okay. And you know what I'm drinking right now? I'm drinking a Cayman Jack Margarita, baby. These are one of my favorites. They're tasty. You should get one. They're like, it's a wine cooler, but it tastes real good. I mean, it almost tastes like it has the salt in it and everything. It's good. Let me have some. Hold on. That's tasty. I've been liking me some margaritas. I like them both ways. I don't care if it's blended or on the rocks. So since the number 4 signifies the earth and the physical and the material world, and it represents a foundation that a person can build upon, because 4 is the number of form and shape. Like the 4 legs on a table that keep it stable, the number 4 represents balance, stability, and security, but it also symbolizes restrictions and limitations. Okay, and before I continue to find out about your birth number, all you do is add up the numbers in your birthday. Now, some people use their name, okay, their name, and add up their name, but I've always known it to be your birthday, which is makes more sense, okay, to me. It's a better way. It is also called a destiny number, okay. So okay, continue. You have common sense and will listen to reason, but you seek to control the environment in which you find yourself. Logical thinking and systematic work methods belong to this number. Your childhood should have been a happy one with plenty of love and support from family and teachers. But later in life, you may get in the habit of leaning on others and treating them as replacements for your parents or teachers. You will always be a hard and reliable worker with a sensible attitude to whatever you take on. And while you are a loyal employee, you can also succeed in business of your own. You may be somewhat unimaginative, but you make an excellent financial advisor or craftsperson. And over time, you build a great fund of knowledge. It says, while your capacity for hard work can make you rich. And we know he's rich, right? Okay, slow and steady wins the race, right? He is very, very rich, right? And you are a loyal and loving uh, family person, and you are sensitive to those you care about. You may not be glamorous or exciting, and you may be shy and hesitant in coming forward when it comes to asking someone out. And we know all about that. Um, you are happiest when in a settled relationship, and you are a loyal and dependable family member. Your downside is that you may be somewhat dull, boring, stuck in your own routine, and trifle, unbending. He did say he has a boring life, controlling, and a bit too serious for your own good or your lovers. Uh-oh. So, and of course, it all depends on other things like your astrology chart, but in his chart, it's the same thing. I really think this is part of why he is not married. Too much work, no play, or something. Something's going on. 31. And then I also read, you can just Google 31, the 31 birth number and find out more. And I Googled some other sources, and yeah, they say too, when they're mean, they could get really mean, when they're mean, they can be cruel when they're upset. They can shut down, give people the silent treatment. And so it warns against that. So if any of you out there are 31, be careful about shutting down and, and kicking people to the curb, because that's not cool. Just because you're in a bad mood, just because you're in a funk, time to snap out of it. So anyway, I thought it'd be fun just to look at his, like I said, destiny number, or you can call it the birth number. And there's lots of books on the market, numerology books. Again, this is just a really tiny little book that I bought at Barnes and Noble. It was $10. It's one of those books like at the door, and you go, oh, okay, let me pick it up. Let me just grab it. And so that's what I did, but it's really not that great of a book. And that's about it. That's all I have really to say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm almost at 500. I thought I would be at 500 by June 1st, but I'm not. Okay, well, it's getting there. So please like and share and subscribe, okay? And once I get to like 500, I think I can do a lot more on my channel. Maybe I can, start up a members only or something. I don't know. I still gotta find out all the things I can do, all the goodies and benefits that I can do once I have like 500 or more subscribers. But anyway, everybody, thank you for tuning in. It's good to be back, and I hope you enjoyed this little, I guess, report on Mr. Keanu's destiny number. Take care. Bye bye.